Hey.
Hi.
How you doing? What's up?
Fine, I'm good.
Looking good.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
Are you
bright
ready for
sunny
us to
day.
discuss this?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do this.
But before we go any further, I just have to say, I actually miss being on the morning show with you. Talking. And it's been one of my best moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being on radio and doing all of that. So this is sort of like how do I put it now?
Dress rehearsal.
Dress rehearsal.
Something we used to do before.
Oh, dress rehearsal for something bigger, maybe.
Right? I
Right?
like that.
Yeah,
I like
okay,
that. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Hi, my name is Faith. I like to be called Faithalicious. And
My name is Divine. I like to be called Divine.
or DV.
Yeah,
or DD.
Divine is good. Divine is good. It's okay.
All right, so something we just decided to talk about on this segment that we are choosing to call Faithalicious and Friends, and today we are, like I posted earlier on, today we are going to be talking on relationships, social media, and relationships. We're in the age of technology. We're in the 21st century. They call it the jet age. If there's anything faster than the jet, I think that's what we are right now. And a lot of us feel the pressure to show our declaration of love, our performance of love through romantic messages online and romantic pictures.
That's for the world to see.
For the world to
private,
see.
private.
But then here's the question: how much of the things we put online portrays real life, portrays reality, and do these declarations or performances of love, do they hurt our real relationships or not?
The first part, yeah. How much of it is
Real, yes.
I have to say, first of all, not a lot of things on social media are real.
Okay.
Okay, the thing with social media is you just tend to see one side of the picture. It doesn't show you the whole picture, right? You see the moments when a couple is traveling around the world, having fun, romantic dinner in France, shopping in London, just having a ball, having the time of their lives.
Buying the best things from the best shops.
Exactly. So it just always looks like the grass is greener on the other side. The Joneses are having the time of their lives.
Yeah, we're all trying to keep up with the Joneses.
We're all trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? I know. But that's just one side of it. They don't show you the quarrels. They don't show you the tears. They don't show you the pain they go through. And I'm not saying they should display all of that too on social media, even though there's some few people might do that.
I remember someone saying something once. She said that she remembers talking to a friend of hers, and she was talking about how, the friend was talking to her about the fact that they just argued and they were having issues, and she was trying to console her friend, and then moments later she went online and she saw her posting a picture of her spouse, and she was like, "Hey boo, you're the love of my life, I love you to the moon and back." And she's like, "I just spoke to this girl now."
You see what I'm talking about? The thing is, they want the world to see, it's just for that validation, they want the world to see that everything is going perfect in their lives. But many times that's not the case. You always, want people to see the good, and you want to leave out the other aspect that's ugly and not so beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with social media. So if you let it, guide you, or you're overtaken by all this outbursts from declarations, from couples, and all that display, it's dangerous for your own relationship, and also for that relationship, that particular relationship where they're showing all this aspect. You always feel like you have to post something, the world has to see, and all of that. And what happens when you post it and you don't get as many likes or as many comments?
That's
and then
another
you start
issue.
feeling down, like wasn't it
Down,
enough?
or envy starts,
Or envy
jealousy starts.
Yeah? You start comparing yourself with other couples who, it seems the world is revolving around.
It just doesn't end with the couples. You have friends.
Exactly.
Where it becomes an issue, especially us girls. We are constantly in one kind of competition with the other person. For what reason? I don't know why, but it happens, and I think it's seeping into the guys' circle also.
Really, guys, are we like that? I know, right?
Don't even get started. don't even get started, because
Okay, fine. It actually affects.
It's sipping in.
Yeah,
it's sipping in. I mean, when you post something and your friend posts something similar, and that person gets more likes than you, and then more comments than you, more accolades, and then it becomes an issue, because you're like, well, what does he have, or what does she have that I don't?
You don't say it. In your head, it's just at the back of your mind.
And then the longer it lingers in your mind, it begins to seep into your friendship. It begins to seep into your relationship, and that's a problem. What do you say? What do you say about spouses that have issues when they post something and their significant other does not comment or like or declare their own affection online?
Yeah, you see that can also post, or that can also put a lot of pressure on relationship. Like you have these expectations from your spouse. Like why are they not professing their love for you on social media like you are of them? Why are they not liking?
There are some people that actually think that if he doesn't post about me, or if she doesn't post about me, then maybe he or she doesn't love me as much as I thought they did.
No, yeah, there are people that do that, but it could also mean that this person loves you in their own way. It may not just be by posting.
But hey, if you love someone, you should shout. You should shout it at the rooftop.
Maybe I prefer to buy you presents instead, or take you out and have one-on-one.
Yeah, but then you're not posting or liking any of my comments. It's like I'm a dark secret you want to keep to yourself.
No, but you also have to see things holistically. Is this person liking and commenting on other people, other women's pictures? That's a different thing entirely. Right?
I would have to hack his account to find out.
Or does this person, maybe that person, the person you're in a relationship with, is not just that social media active, and is not always on their phones liking stuff and looking for everything to post. You have to look at things holistically. You get what I mean? Yeah. So, but basically, I believe that social media is putting a lot of pressure on relationships.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why do you think that people have a tendency to overshare online? Why do you think people have the need, or what do you think is the reason why people want to overshare?
It's what we mentioned before, validation. You're seeking validation, you're seeking to be accepted, to be recognized, to be praised, you name it. They just want people to know, hey, I'm here, this is what's happening in my life. What do you think about it? And when people make positive comments, they're all happy. But when people make negative comments, guess what?
We don't like it.
Yeah, we don't like it. We may show that, I'm cool, doesn't matter. We may even have a great comeback. But those moments when you go back home and you're on your bed and you're thinking about those comments and like, that person didn't like this thing, it starts bothering you. That's stress. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for your relationship. And why is it that you see this a lot these days. Not just couples now. People are trying to have a good time, maybe go out on a date, or you're spending time with your family. Yeah. And everybody's like this.
Hunched over on their devices.
Like, what is going on?
We're not interacting with each other.
We're not interacting. Anymore. It's like we're not living the way we ought to be living. If you compare ourselves with people that even lived before, maybe our parents' times and all that, I believe they were more socially intelligent than we are now.
Because they interacted with each other, and
you shared the moments. There was more intimacy. The relationships had more depth.
You remember, the television wasn't even in every home at that time, so they spent more time under the tree telling stories to each other, and passing down knowledge, or information about their family, their clan, and that's why it seems like a lot of things are dying with this particular generation, because we are not passing down knowledge. We are recycling what is already online. And it's really, really sad, because these devices are supposed to connect us. These devices are supposed to bring us, make it a global village. But we are more disconnected now.
We're more disconnected than ever. Now there's more hate speech online. You see a lot of you see some the way people get at each other online. Like, if they actually see themselves face to face, I don't think they'll have that boldness to be able to exchange words like that in such a vehement and with so much hatred. But on social media, you see all sorts of posts. People are exchanging words, using all sorts of curse words at each other. And that's not good.
I saw something somewhere I want to share. It was something I read. It said a study published in 2016, it revealed that more selfies posted on platforms like Instagram and all the rest, the people who did that had the higher likelihood of relationship conflicts and jealousy.
Wow.
Particularly when those images get significant attention. Other issues can arise when everyone but your partner likes your picture. So if everybody is liking this picture of mine that I think I'm looking so fly, and then my significant other doesn't post anything about me, doesn't comment. Look, even if you're not a social media groupie or whatever, as long as you've got online presence and you don't do any of that, there is a problem. What do you think?
You know, like I said before, people have certain expectations from their spouse or from their significant other, right? When it comes to posting pictures, you want them to like it. Everybody else likes it, but this other person that you're interested in doesn't like it. You'd be surprised how many relationships end because of that. You'd be surprised.
I'm not surprised. There are a lot of relationships that have ended because you didn't like, or here's one, and this one kind of happened to me. But
no, it did. Share, please. Pray tell.
Or when you're with someone, you're dating someone, right? And okay, they don't post pictures all the time, but then when they do, they're not posting any picture you guys are taking together.
Yeah.
They're posting pictures they've taken with their friends, and then suddenly you see this girl that he's taking a picture with, and he's posting.
Wait,
and then when you ask, it's like, oh, well, we're just hanging out. I'm like, hello, we've been hanging out for how long now?
Wait, now this picture, is it like a picture of a group of friends?
It doesn't matter, because there isn't one picture about your significant other on your timeline, yet we get a picture of all these other guys and girl, not girls.
Oh, okay. Maybe have you also thought about it this way? That maybe you're just a special part of this person's life, and they don't want to share you with everyone.
Yeah, right.
And it just feels like this is.
Okay, so if you don't want to share me with anyone, you don't want to put a picture of me online because I'm so special. If I was that special, you'd have thought about If I was that special, you'd have thought about how it would make me feel seeing another picture of you and another girl online. I mean, I didn't get a call to say, oh, we're hanging out with so person. All of a sudden, boom, I'm scrolling through my timeline and I see your picture with this girl.
Okay,
online.
Just so we're clear now, it's not me, right? So that guy, whoever he is, what he should have done, first of all, big mistake, bro. Why would you do that? Like, why would you put a picture? You don't have any picture of your girlfriend on your
timeline,
and then you put in some other girls. Don't put up any girl picture, all right? Don't do that.
Simple.
Better. Yeah. Everybody goes home happy.
Put pictures of your football or your gadgets, Let's know that those are the things you love to put online. But is it truly possible that in this day and age we have people who are, who say maybe they're online and yet they love something and it doesn't show at all online?
It's
because if you're
it's
really averse or you're really against the whole social media thing or the whole online thing, you practically won't have an online presence.
Yeah.
But then when you do sort of have an online presence,
like you feel like,
and then important things in your life are not there.
Some things, some people want to keep private. Like I personally don't.
Like the fact that you're married?
No, I'm not married, by the way. But
no, I mean...
Okay, I understand what you mean, but there are certain things I don't just put up. Like, I don't need the whole world to know who my parents are, or who my siblings are, or who the girl I'm dating is, I don't...
So why are you on social media?
It's so important to me. Why am I on social media?
Yeah.
I'm there to make some money, network, for business.
Yeah,
you know,
but the
and
things you're
stuff.
putting or posting aren't giving you money. You're posting stuff about your new TV you just bought, or your new game you just bought, or you're putting about your socks that you really like. Because I see guys taking pictures of their feet. I don't know why.
No, me personally, I've been on social media, especially Instagram. I've been posting more of what I do. You know,
Lately.
Yeah.
Lately. That wasn't what you were posting before.
I've always done that. Like when I work,
No.
when I'm working and
No.
I'm taking a picture in the studio. It's all part of the work.
And then you're always doing
I'm
the
taking a
fine
picture.
boy pose. with
It's
the
all
hands-
part of the.
with
What's
the
that?
hands.
It's part of the packaging. It's part of the packaging. They're trying to sell your
Selling
market,
yourself.
You know, yeah. It's
Yeah,
a brand.
because you want the sisters to look.
You're
and,
a brand.
You know, you want the
No,
sisters
not
to
about
look.
the sisters.
And then, oh, what's that you're
Yeah,
looking
it's
like? Is
about
it
the
Tyrese?
What? Tay Diggs, yeah.
Tay Diggs,
But no, it's not about
so how's that making money?
You'll be surprised. we have to meet some other time, and I'll tell you more about that.
Oh,
but
my
it's all part
goodness.
of the brand, and I think a lot of people are making money off social media. You know, there are enormous opportunities on social media, and that's where you have to also give credit.
No, you see, the thing is that,
yeah.
like, I'm not saying that social media is bad.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
not saying that
for
too.
example, we are using social media right now.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's a wonderful tool. But I also think that, like most tools, sometimes we don't know how to use it properly.
abuse it, in
We
fact.
abuse it.
Mhm.
You know, okay, for example, now, what do you think about people who go on social media or go online to seek relationship advice? You just put out your issues out there and wait for everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry who's a keyboard monster to start typing.
I don't think that is. Oh my, that is dangerous. In fact, like, why would anybody do that? But so I understand the fact that some people are also very desperate, you know, in their relationship. They've gone through some really painful experiences, and it seems people around them, nobody seems to understand what they're going through, and they just want to talk to someone. I understand that desperation. That could push you to posting these, you know, questions online and all of that. But then that opens you to a lot of views that may not be helpful to you. So why don't we have relationship experts, we have counselors, we have, you know, pastors, we have people that you can actually talk to if you look out there, and who might be willing to help, a little or nothing, you know, cost-wise. So why don't you?
I don't know, but you know, I think
think
sometimes people just don't they don't have maybe that one person in their life to actually
confide in.
confide in.
And then is it a person that you don't know online you want to confide in? Ask yourself that. Maybe you should start making real, genuine friendships. Maybe because you've been spending so much time on social media, you've not been able to develop real connections with people. And that's why you can share, you know, when you have personal problems with people, because they always see your life as perfect anyway. They always post perfect stuff. So how can you go back to them and say, hey, this is what is going on now, right? So you'd rather confide in someone that you don't know on social media. I think we need to start, you know, reprioritizing certain things in our lives. I'm not just speaking for everybody, even myself too. I've tried to consciously cut down the time I spend on social media, because
Why?
I've seen that sometimes you're just posting. Sometimes just checking stuff, random stuff. You can't even explain. You spent hours on social media, and you're like, what have I done? You know. So there are even ways to check that, because on Instagram in particular, I think in your settings you can go and regulate the amount of time you spend on social media. If you want to spend 1 hour, 30 minutes, or you know, as the case may be, you can set it, and then it will give you to just ring or something like that, give you a notification if you spend 1 hour on social media. Sometimes you don't realize it. You're like, wow, I spent only 10 minutes, but it's 1 hour.
Yeah,
you know, so
that
those
happens.
are some of the ways you can just check it.
That
It has a
happens.
tendency to be addictive, believe me, because experts actually say, or studies show, that on the average, people spend 2 hours on social media every day. And some people spend 4, 5, 6 hours every day on social media. You know yourselves.
Oh, they spend. Oh, we have a lot of people who spend a lot of on social media. And now, please, if you have any questions or you have any comments you want to make on this issue, please feel free to participate. It's not just us talking to ourselves.
Yeah, please share.
We want you to also jump in the conversation. What is your take on social media and relationships?
Does it do more harm?
Yes, I think that's the next question I'd like you to answer. Do you think social media is doing more harm to our relationships, yay or nay? What's your thoughts on this issue? So we're still looking at relationships and social media and what it means. Is it doing more harm than good? I would say that there is the good side,
of course,
and there's the bad side. One of the good sides for social media, or should I say being online and relationship, is that it has made long distance relationship easier to bear. I mean, back then, when you were unavoidably in a long distance relationship, you had to wait how many weeks now for the mail to come in, and you had to pay expensive to go to the payphone to make those calls, and you had to have agreed time so that you can both be at the phone at the same time. But now we have things like the Skype, WhatsApp. We have, I mean, you could literally be on your bed, lying down, and then you put your Skype on, and the other person is lying down, and it just feels like the person is lying next to you.
Well, yeah. Actually, in that aspect, I would say for long distance relationships, right? It has actually done more good than harm for couples. It's sort of brought people together, brought couples closer together, right? But on the other hand, you also need to know that in the past, when they were used to send mails and messages and write letters and all of that, going through all that trouble, it's like very romantic, right?
How many guys today would do that? How many guys today would do that?
How many guys would not do that now? Right? But then, social media in that aspect has really, really helped.
And then another thing with regards to social media is that, you see, when you text or when you send a WhatsApp message or whatever platform you want to use, you send a message, you have the non-verbal communication lost completely. For example, what you would say with a facial expression, you don't have it there. So there's the way you'll say, "Are you all right?" That shows concern. There's a way you'll say, "Are you all right?" That shows, you're condescending or whatever. So when you're starting a new relationship and these people, you don't know each other quite yet,
and you're depending so much on social media to
use text
yourself.
Messages. Don't use messages. It's a very terrible way of starting.
Pick up the phone and call. I mean, that's if you can actually meet them.
Pick up the phone and call. Let them hear your voice, and if you can, do a video call, and that way you get to know more, because at that point in time, that beginning, everybody's downloading information about the other person.
Exactly.
Background, family, history,
due diligence.
So you want to also check that. And also, you mentioned it earlier on, when you're out on a date, drop those gadgets.
Yes, very important. Drop them. I mean, be present. That's what I'll say. Be present. Put it on flight mode. It won't hurt you. We have this. Social media has done something. It makes you feel like you're missing out. Yeah.
When you're not plugged in.
It's a FOMO syndrome. FOMO. Yeah, fear of missing out. You feel you're missing out on something on social media, something some celebrities doing, or some news or whatever it is. You just feel like you're missing out on something. That's why you always feel like
I need to type.
There's the 5 seconds that you stayed away that something's breaking, right? No, you can actually take some time off. Like when you're in a date, see what we're doing now, right? We're actually having a conversation. Yeah, well, social media, yes, no, I get that, but we're just trying to show you, right? Something like this. Just put your phones away. My phones are away. Okay, and then we're just having a conversation, getting to know each other. It could be with family, it could be with friends. You're out on a date, for instance, or with your spouse.
And like I said earlier on, it's really, really sad, but in this age where these devices are supposed to connect us together, we are more disconnected. We don't know each other. We assume we know this person, but then we really don't know this person. And it has become one of those issues that we need to tackle, we need to deal with. Social media is beautiful. Social media is good. I mean, it's a wonderful tool. Use it well and it will make a difference in your life.
Indeed.
But you don't use it well, it'll destroy you.
It will destroy you.
It'll destroy you.
Yes, we've been given some tips on how to also check some of these excesses when it comes to social media and preserving your relationships. Like in the course of our conversation, we've been doing that.
Yeah.
Right. And something I also want to add is think about your posts. Whatever you're posting, be it a picture, or you're making a comment, or sometimes take a moment and just go through it. Yeah, think about it. What impact would it have if your spouse sees it? If your friend or your father or your mother, just think about it a bit further before you just rush and make some comment. Because sometimes when you say those things and when you post those things, you really can't take them back. Even if you delete the post, it will still remain in the minds of people. So you want to be careful about what you post. Don't feel you should say anything just because you feel you can, right? So
I've had a wonderful time talking with you guys, and I've had a wonderful time talking with you too. And I think we should connect more. I think we should unplug from the digital world every now and again, and then connect with the people around us. This goes to everyone. It goes to parents, it goes to siblings, it goes to friends, it goes to boyfriends and girlfriends. It doesn't make sense that you're in the same room and yet your significant other has to send you a message to get your attention. I mean, I've seen people who do that. So it's really
like, hello, all right, hello.
It's really, really crazy. I guess you guys didn't have questions, which makes me believe that you agree with almost everything we're saying here.
I think so. You agree, right?
Okay, there's a message here from Moe Slim, and he says, love what you guys are doing. Thank you.
Thanks, Moe Slim.
Thank you very much, Moe Slim. Appreciate you. Yeah. Appreciate all of you that have been online and waving at us. We're waving right back.
Hey.
And we just want to say we're going to be doing this as often as possible. I don't know how often I'll be dragging him in here, but I'll be doing this as often as possible. And we want to finally use social media right. We want to be able to connect with each other where social media is concerned. And when we said social media and relationships, notice that we didn't just talk about the boy-girl relationships. We talked about friends, we talked about family, so we need to connect more.
Yes, you need to connect more.
You said something earlier on that you use your social media to make money. I think that's another excuse that people use.
To do what?
To stay plugged in on social media and disconnect from the world. Because I saw a phrase somewhere, it said, the question was, what is life? And it said, life is what is happening above your screen.
Yeah,
you want to make money on social media or online. That is beautiful, but there's time for everything.
Exactly, that's
so
what I want
you
to say.
shouldn't
It's about
use,
balancing.
So you shouldn't use in the name of I want to make money.
Yes, and remember I also said that you should regulate the amount of time you spend on social media. If it's 1 hour a day you want to spend,
we know that's not true. That doesn't happen.
But you can do that. You can consciously, through your settings, yes, you can regulate, and it notifies you when you spend 1 hour or 2 hours.
And then you saw something you really like.
Yeah, but at least at the back of your mind is like, oh wait, I've spent more time than necessary, and maybe you're like, okay, let me spend 5 more minutes to round up.
Which never happens.
No, it could happen. It could happen. For me, yes, I do that. Right? So we should have more of these conversations and help ourselves, help each other. It's about connecting, building genuine connections.
And you can continue the conversation with the people around you right now, what their thoughts are with regards social media and relationship. Is it good? Is it bad? How does it affect real life relationship? And one thing I need to remind people is that half the things you see online, especially on the gram, it's not realistic. It's not real life.
It's not. You're just seeing one side of it, like you said. There's like two sides of a coin, right? You're seeing just one side of it.
A lot of people are just putting their best foot forward, and thank God for filter these days. We can actually, make it look really, really, really beautiful, really packaged. I mean, some people go as far as taking 60-something pictures just to post one.
Wow, speak of vanity.
With the light setting, you have to get the right angle.
Because it's still for validation. You just want some more likes, some more comments. Like, oh, girl, you're looking like on flake.
Now, are we guilty of this? Yes. Even he is.
No. I take 60 pictures. Hell no.
We are all
I post
guilty.
Pictures, but no, come on.
No,
I take one and I post it.
No, he doesn't take one. He takes
maybe
like
2.
6.
No,
4,
no.
6.
Maybe 2.
I've
Okay.
been there. Okay. Remember when we were together on the show? We always wanted to put the best one out. My hair doesn't. Okay, let me get my comb out.
Come on. But the hair has to look good,
So also my makeup has to be all right.
Yeah. True.
So but really, if you continue this conversation with the people around you, it could be another excuse for you to actually connect with people around you. We'll be doing this as often as possible.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
And remember, it's Faithlicious and Friends.
Yep.
We'll be doing this as often as possible. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you guys. Mwah. Is that how to blow a kiss?
No, you didn't blow.
It's supposed to be mwah.
Good one. So I choose.
Bye. Bye.